Jingle bells, SS Storyworld here to narrate a story for you all to enjoy. Merry Christmas! Hello everyone, this is Smritee and you're listening to SS Storyworld. Today I'm going to tell you a Christmas special. This tale is titled Do Turtles Have Christmas? It is about Greg the turtle who has one big question on his mind. Can turtles celebrate Christmas? What are you waiting for? Let's begin with this tale. Greg got up that morning the same as always. He looked around his room with its tall, clear walls and went to get a drink from his dish. As he shook off the last bits of sleep, he looked out at his walls to see what the people are doing. They were putting decorations all over the house. Big red and green things that Greg didn't understand. In particular, a lot of them seemed to show a big fat guy in red pajamas and a white beard. Molly was asking her sister, Mabel, a lot of questions. Is he really going to come tomorrow night? Of course he is. You wrote him a letter, didn't you? Yes, but are you sure he read it? I told you, Molly, Santa visits everyone who writes him a letter. But how does he do it all in one night? Magic, of course. I don't know exactly how it works, but I think he can freeze time or something. Wow! There were a lot of words that Greg had never heard before. Santa? Christmas? Rudolph? Some king or the other called that? It was all very confusing to Greg. Luckily, later that day, Molly reached into Greg's room and picked him up to show him something. Look how beautiful that tree is, Greg. Greg looked and saw a large evergreen tree inside the house covered in colored lights and other ornaments. He had to admit it was beautiful, but he didn't exactly know what it was for. And tomorrow night, Santa's gonna come and leave us presents for Christmas. And I asked him to bring something for you too. Even though I don't know what turtles want for Christmas, well, I better put you back. I have to go help Mommy in the kitchen. It was a very confusing turtle whom Molly returned to his room a moment later. Christmas? What's Christmas? And who is this Santa who's supposed to bring me something? It was very overwhelming. But that night, many of his questions were answered. His room happened to be faced in such a place that it faced the TV. So when the girls watched a movie called A Christmas Carol, he learned a lot about this Christmas business. Evidently, Greg concluded it's a holiday that happens in the winter where everyone gets together and eats and drinks and has lots of fun and gives each other presents. It sounded nice, but it still left Greg with one burning question. Do turtles have Christmas? The holiday, it seemed, had something to do with a little baby called something with a J. He couldn't remember, but the impression that Greg got was that his Christmas was the baby's birthday. Did you have to know the baby to celebrate? Are turtles allowed to celebrate? It seemed to do a lot with presents. Was it still Christmas if he didn't get a present? Or give one? Greg spent much of the night pondering these questions, and the next day, which Molly calls Christmas Eve, the girls watched some more movies and shows which told Greg a little more about the holiday. This Santa fellow lives at the North Pole, and on Christmas Eve, that's tonight, he thought with some excitement. He flies in a magic sleigh pulled by 8 flying reindeers and delivers gifts to all the little good boys and girls. And his heart sank. Boys and girls, not turtles. He was a boy turtle, sure, but he had a clear impression that this is not what they meant. Oh well, he thought, as he watched another show about a snowman with a special hat. No Christmas for me. That night, Greg was awakened by a strange sound, a sort of thud, as if something had landed on the roof. Greg was frightened. If it was burglars, he was ill-equipped to do anything except hope and pray that turtles were not valuable on the black market. But then he heard another sound. Bells! Very small bells. He remembered from his TV research that Santa's sleigh had bells on and often landed on rooftops. Am I going to get to see Santa Claus? He did! Santa came down the chimney and set about his work, putting packages under the tree, eating milk and cookies, filling the stockings. Greg watched him transfixed. The bright smile, the red suit, the white beard, he's just the way I thought he'd be, said Greg to himself. I may not get any presents, but it's enough to get to see him. And then, just as Santa was about to leave, he turned his head in the direction of Greg's room. He looked at the turtle and smiled. Well, hello there, Greg. Ho, 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 he said as he walked over to him. You don't remember me, do you? Well, you wouldn't, I guess. You were so very small when I brought you here. You see, you were Molly's Christmas present last year, and she asked me to make sure you got a present this year. Don't look so surprised, said Santa kindly at Greg's reaction. Did you know? Christmas is for everyone, and you'll get a present too, but only if you go right to sleep. Now, rules are rules, and if you want to get your present, you'll just have to wait till morning. Greg shut his eyes obediently and tried to fall asleep. That's better. Now, don't open them till tomorrow. And Merry Christmas, Greg. He heard Santa place something inside his room and creep away. In another moment, he heard the sleigh bells, the muffled cry of Santa. Ho, ho, ho! And then, nothing. Santa was gone. It was tempting, but Greg kept his eyes shut until he fell asleep. Merry Christmas! Greg woke to the joyous cry of Molly and Mabel as he ran downstairs for their presents. Their parents followed, somewhat less enthusiastically, but still all smiles. Greg watched through the walls of his room as the girls opened their presents and showed them off for their parents. It was a wonderful scene, and Greg was very happy to have seen it. Look, said Molly suddenly. Santa had left something for Greg too. Greg has almost forgotten. What a great effort that it took for him to move at all. He's a turtle after all. Greg turned around and saw a great big head of lettuce. It was all for him. As Greg began to munch on the crisp green leaves, he thought of what Santa said to him before he left. Merry Christmas, Santa, he thought, and thank you for the best Christmas I've ever had. I hope you all enjoyed this story of Do Turtles Have Christmas? Do like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye friends.